Court TV is on the ground gathering the very latest. Let's take you out to Hampton County, South Carolina right now, where we find Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter, who has a closer look at the stretch of roadway where Stephen Smith's body was found, and she has with her a special guest.
Hey, good morning, Julie. I returned to the scene where Stephen Smith's body was found in 2015, and I spent about an hour with crime scene expert Dr. Kinsey. You may remember him as the star witness of the Alex Murdaugh double murder trial.
Shoots Paul in the back of the head like this, and where does the blood spatter go?
The blood spatter, the pellet defects, and one that I didn't know about that the expert collected was in the door frame at the top of the door.
Dr. Kinsey, one of the things that you said stuck out to you in the investigation report, the lack of physical evidence here at the scene. Talk to me about that.
Well, typically, Ms. Chanley, you're going to have car parts, plastic, glass. You know, those lenses, they don't hold up to a lot of impact. And the ones that I have worked that were intentional, and also the ones I've assisted Highway Patrol with, I believe there's always been debris.
Dr. Kinsey, you've marked the spot where we believe Stephen Smith's body was found. Now, on him, in his front pocket, Dr. Kinsey, his phone, undamaged, and car keys. His shoes down here still on his feet, loosely tied. The damage, according to the reports, to the head area only is what they observed here at the scene.
It doesn't take a lot of force to break a cell phone. I do it all the time. And I can't imagine that Mr. Smith was struck, and with the friction of the highway, it's unforgiving. It's hard to explain how that phone wouldn't be damaged. The shoes, like I said, I've never been a trooper. I've assisted on a number of them, and everything that was said earlier about the shoes, I believe the shoes are, at least one of them is usually ejected. Right. The lack of damage to the clothing, and that's what I have done, and I look at the clothing and I don't see a lot of defects in the clothing that is caused from contact with the pavement. And the positioning on the middle line, I mean, at bare minimum, I don't think a person could mistakenly hit someone and not know they hit someone.
Now, SLED is investigating this as a homicide, and so, you know, let's say they return here to the scene. What are some things they're going to be looking for here? Show me what they'd be looking for.
They're gonna probably come back just like we talked this morning, if they haven't already. I don't want to speak for SLED because I know all those men and women. And they're going to come back, they're going to do their own measurements, and they're going to find their own characteristics in the horizon and their own features. And they're going to map this thing, every inch of it. That's 30 foot. We're close. Look at it here, that's 30 foot. And it's 32 foot off that hole. Somewhere in this area right here. His feet would have been in this area, and then his head in that direction.
Dr. Kinsey, there's a lot of unanswered questions about this scene, things that maybe the new investigation will reveal. Maybe some of those answers will come to light, but there's some things that maybe we just will never know about what really happened here, right?
Yeah, Chanley, that if you knew 100%, it would always be perfect. And evidence degrades over time, memories fade, things are missed. But I believe the key here is someone knows. Someone knows, because people can't be quiet, and somebody knows, and they're scared to come forward for whatever reason, but somebody knows, and the Smith family deserves answers.
And Julie, Dr. Kinsey told me that one of the main pieces of the puzzle he wishes he had now would be the answer to the exact injuries that Stephen Smith sustained before he died, and we may have those answers sooner than later, as the attorneys for Stephen's mother, Sandy Smith, are seeking permission to have his body exhumed, and we are expecting a big announcement from her attorneys coming up on Monday. For now, Julie, I'll send it back to you.
Our thanks to Chanley Painter for her reporting this morning. And speaking of the attorneys for the Smith family, we have them both joining us now. They're standing by in Columbia, South Carolina. Attorneys Eric Bland and Ronnie Richter. Oh, and forgive me, I'm being told Ronnie is in North Carolina, so you're both spread out in the Carolinas. Big welcome to you both. Thank you so much for being on the show. Eric, you've become a real friend of the show. It's been wonderful talking with you so much, you know, throughout these various investigations and cases that have come up. And and great to have your partner with us this morning as well. So Ronnie, wonderful to meet you too. Could we kind of start with the latest? Eric, I'll begin with you, please. You gave us an update at the start of this week on Monday, kind of where things stood. Has anything changed? Any news you can share with us, you know, perhaps with the exhumation of Stephen's body?
Yes, I can safely say that we have our team in place from a forensic standpoint. With Dr. Michelle Dupree, we have 2 pathologists. One is a anthropologist, so because of the age of the bones that are going to come out of the coffin. And we're very excited about having Dr. Kinsey on our team to lead the investigative team. And it's kind of appropriate that you had Chanley on with him from her interview with him yesterday. We also are making substantial progress on getting approval from the state to be able to exhume the body. And we believe that we will have all of our approvals done by early next week, and the exhumation will take place next week. So we're pretty excited. I don't think we're going to have any roadblocks that are going to stop us. And once we get the body exhumed, we're going to take it to get it the second autopsy done, and then hopefully we'll be able to get a new death certificate.
Oh, wow. Eric, you all are really making progress. This news with Dr. Kinsey leading your independent investigation, this is big breaking news. I don't believe this has ever been reported before, has it?
I said it to one radio station yesterday, but it hasn't really gone out into the press. So you guys are not only getting that, but Ronnie and I very rarely appear on TV together. So this is another nice addition.
Oh, well, it sure is, and it's great for us. Our viewers have become very invested in this case, as you both know. And Ronnie, I'll go to you on this one, please. In terms of getting Dr. Kinsey to lead up your investigation, did the idea come after seeing him testify in Alex Murdaugh's criminal case?
Yeah, no question. We fell in love with Dr. Kinsey just like we believe the jury did, just like we believe the greater public did. He's an amazing investigator. He's such a value add to the team. And he was also enthusiastic and excited to be included. So we think we've assembled really a top flight team. We have both local and national forensic pathology experts, an anthropologist, as Eric mentioned, and now Dr. Kinsey to kind of lead up the investigative recreation side of what took place.
You all are well on your way in this search for justice. Eric, I want to go to you on something, please. This week, as we've been dissecting various things, you know our team is on the ground there in South Carolina. We were reviewing the interview that Stephen Smith's boyfriend gave to law enforcement not long after he was found dead. The boyfriend's name is Mark Bickhart. And I'm curious, after we heard parts of it, and I'm going to play one little clip now, and we'll talk on the other side. I wanted to ask you all if you've spoken to him or if Sandy Smith has spoken to him. Let's take a listen to him describing Stephen being harassed at a store shortly before he was found dead.
That store.
About who?
He didn't say. He said it was a couple of guys in the pickup truck. If I recall correctly, he said they were rednecks. But I know.
Did he ever give you a description of the pickup truck? Yeah, he may or may not.
He said it was big and it was tall. He didn't give me a description with the mud tires. But the last time we talked, that night, before the phone went down, and I said to him, "Are you walking or not?" I called him back. Or was that before? I know at one point I heard mud tires. I heard big mud tires. Big mud tires. And I...
In other words, when you say you hear
in the background,
are you hear him whining? Is what you're trying to say? Like,
yeah, I hear the mud tires like they're coming towards him or going past him, because they sounded loud. That they were getting louder, and that I believe was the last time I talked to him.
So you didn't ask him what was going on? What are you doing? You asked him what he was doing?
At one point, yes, I did. He said he was coming to me.
No, when you heard those mud tires, you didn't ask him.
That was
what's
the
going
point.
on? What you
Because
doing?
first I heard a semi, then I heard the mud tires. Right after all that, it went down.
Okay, Eric, please tell us anything you can share with us about Mark Bighart, if you've spoken with him, if Sandy Smith has spoken with him, and what you make of what he's sharing here with police.
Well, first, I'd like to say it's an alleged boyfriend because that hasn't been confirmed.
Oh, okay, that's important. Okay.
Number two, SLED has determined that he was not credible in many things that he offered during that interview and in a second subsequent interview. I do not believe that he was going home, that he was going to meet Mark. I believe he was going home if he was walking, and we dispute that he was even walking because there's some evidence on the bottom of his shoes of flat mud that wouldn't coincide with walking on the cinder of a street. He would have the imprint of a street. But for instance, Julie, let me give you an example. Yesterday or the day before, I received an urgent phone call at my office from somebody named Sonia. When I got on the phone, she said she was Sandy Smith and that she had already exhumed the body and that we're trying to steal all her money from the GoFundMe page. So sometimes in these high profile cases, there are people who inject themselves who may not be legitimate or may have some connection, and they embellish the connection to a larger extent. We have not talked to Mark yet, as our purpose right now is to focus on the exhumation of the body and getting it down so an autopsy can be done. The investigation will begin, and that's what Dr. Kinsey is going to do, but I don't believe the first person he's going to go to is Mark.
I appreciate you sharing that, Eric. And Ronnie, let me go to you on this one, please. You all are being asked a lot of questions right now. There are so many questions surrounding his death, as you both know, and everybody wants answers. That being said, is there anything you wish you would be asked in interviews that you haven't been thus far, please?
No, yeah, I think the questions have been pretty consistent about, what are our intentions? What are the next steps? And obviously we got to keep a lot of that close to the vest. If there's a question that I guess I wish people would ask, it's, what can we do? And especially for the folks in Hampton County, this is a small community. It's impossible that people connected to this crime haven't spoken to other people. So what you can do if you have information is call SLED, call the tips line, call us. But at some point in time, someone has to break the silence and step forward and share something. And it's going to be the smallest thread that leads us to solving this crime.
Well said. Well said, Ronnie. Eric, let me go to you, please, with the last question. So many of our viewers, we have an endearing term, we call them, our courties, are watching this, hoping for answers, trying to solve it. They've become very invested in it, and their hearts are breaking for Sandy Smith, for Stephen Smith's twin sister, for the whole family and everybody who knew him and loved him. Is the Smith family aware of all of the love and the public interest and the support that's out there for them right now?
Not only they are aware, but we get cards every day to Sandy and her daughter telling them how much the people love them. Ronnie yesterday got a letter with a check for $100 for Sandy Smith that said, look, we know that you live a modest life. We don't want this to go to the investigation. We want this to go to you. I just read that card to Sandy this morning. She is just humbled beyond belief. They are aware of it. Every time I get on our website, somebody sends us a message, just give our love to Sandy. We send it to her. At times she can't even talk because she's crying so much. I mean, this is a single mother who for 8 years has been championing the death of her son, and people really show good spirit. One of the things that Ronnie and I have come to learn is that people are pretty good, really good. After 35 years of practice in law, we're pretty jaded, but throughout this process, we cannot believe that just the goodness in people that they're willing to do for Sandy. Look, the GoFundMe is over $120,000. And Julie, wow, that's with $5 and $10 donations. That's not somebody coming in and writing a $75,000 check. That's a lot of people. And these donations have come from Europe, from Asia, all over the world.
My goodness. And it proves your point that there are so many good people, so many more good people than there are bad people in this world. And that's really the perfect note to end on. So glad that they're feeling all the love. And the Smith family is in wonderful hands with you both. Thank you kindly, Eric Bland, Ronnie Richter. Every good wish as you both continue this investigation. And please come back on and join us soon and give us an update.